Tag TV and Tag Radio be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. The mission? To strengthen Georgia's future workforce by uniting Technology Association of Georgia resources with leading education initiatives emphasizing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. TAG's Education Collaborative, 3 goals are its driving force: to support middle and high school students in generating a high level of enthusiasm for STEM-oriented curriculum. Second, create opportunities among low-income, underserved youth to unleash their talents and pursue STEM education. And all with the last goal in mind, the importance of the success of STEM education, to increase awareness of that importance across the state of Georgia. Greetings, everyone. It's Friday, February 15th, 2013, and this is a Tag Radio Education Collaborative Focus and special welcoming edition of Tech Talk, as we meet the Collaborative's new Director of Communications and Engagement, Katherine Dion. Up to the Tech Talk for this special edition, your host, Tag Education Collaborative Executive Director, Michael Robertson. Michael joined Tag Education Collaborative in 2010 and has helped grow the charitable foundation to a leadership position in the business and academic statewide efforts on improving workforce readiness for the future technology industry in STEM education awareness and action. Michael introduces Katherine Dion, Collaborative Director of Communications and Engagement, and her recent appointment with responsibilities for developing and implementing strategies in line with TAG-Ed's STEM education initiatives, increasing awareness of industry's future employment needs, and building partnerships and programs fostering STEM's educational topics in our state schools. Prior to joining TAG-Ed, Katie spent the last 10 years involved in STEM education, served as a public relations and communications director at FSA schools in North Fulton, and was a former middle school administrator and teacher. It's a special Tech Talk TAG-Ed collaborative focus as Executive Director Michael Robertson speaks with recently appointed TAG Education Collaborative Director of Communications and Engagement. Welcome, Katherine Dion.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're excited to have Katherine Dion join us. Katie recently joined Tag Education Collaborative as the Director of Communication and Engagement. Katie, we're excited to have you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So let's start, if you wouldn't mind, just share with the audience a little bit about your background and how you ended up here.
Okay, well, I graduated from the University of Georgia, and I went to work as a middle school teacher at a STEM charter school where I taught 7th and 8th grade for around 7 years. I then moved into administration, and I served as assistant principal, and I was then given the opportunity to move into PR and communications for 3 STEM charter schools, and that's when I was introduced to TAG-Ed through the High School Web Challenge.
Great. Great. What attracted you to this new position? I know it's a new job for you and it's a new role for TAG-Ed.
I think coming from a background in STEM schools, I was just very inspired by TAG-Ed's overall mission to strengthen Georgia's future workforce through promoting STEM education and then also engaging the resources, companies, members of the Technology Association of Georgia. It was really easy for me to see the potential that TAG-Ed has to do great things for Georgia students.
Great, great. What kinds of things do you want to accomplish in your new role?
My position at TAG-Ed is new, and I think our goal for me is to engage younger students in STEM learning and in STEM activities, specifically targeting the middle school age group. The focus is to involve these students, their parents, teachers, to help them understand the importance of STEM education and the opportunities that are available to them through STEM. Today it's really vital that all students become comfortable with technology, not only to excel in their academic life, but also in terms of their workforce readiness. They need to be capable in all things STEM.
Good. So why is TAG and TAG Ed interested in middle schools? Seems like an awfully early age for talking about workforce readiness.
I can understand why you say that. I think we, along with many others in education, recognize that today middle school is when students really begin to choose their areas of academic interest. I know as a former 7th and 8th grade teacher that my students in middle school were really excited to explore new learning experiences, but at this age they were also realizing what they were good at, the areas in which they would excel, and the type of learning that they most enjoyed and would focus in. So this is an age group that we realize we really need to begin targeting. TAG Ed has embarked on a 3-prong approach to really engage these students, the first of which is kind of something we call FEED at TAG Ed. We want to really just get students, parents, and teachers throughout the state excited about STEM, to be aware of what STEM is and see that they can have fun through STEM learning. One of the things that we plan on doing is promoting a STEM Education Day on May 3rd this year as part of our FEED campaign. Beyond FEED, the next part of our 3-prong approach is to foster interest. Once the students are excited, then what? TAG Ed wants to foster that interest through programs, things that can continue their interest in STEM education. And we have 2 hands-on challenges for students, including our Web Challenge and our Health IT Student Innovation Award. But we also recognize at TAG Ed that there's so many great programs out there that are engaging students beyond what we can offer. We want to build win-win partnerships with these programs and funnel the excited students into the programs so that they can participate in hands-on STEM experiences. Science, technology, engineering, and math, they're all best experienced with firsthand applied experiences, and we want to publicize these programs that are already doing such a wonderful job with students in STEM education.
Because we all know the value of learning comes mostly from more hands-on experiential learning, and it's important for us to help our students get that and understand the relevance of why they're learning some of those math and science topics that it's not always easy to understand when you're just learning it from a book, right? Exactly.
Lastly, the last aspect of TAG Ed's 3-prong approach is called Accelerate, and just to what you were saying, for high school students, as they kind of explore STEM, whether they're in FIRST Robotics or Science Olympiad, one of the last things they want to do is see if this is something they want to do as a career for the rest of their lives. And TAG Ed conducts a summer internship program for high school STEM students where they work with companies to identify a project that they can work on, and TAG Ed matches them, and they're able to get valuable hands-on real-world experience, and they actually get a stipend for a 5 to 8 week summer experience, and they get clarity on their future career choices and if STEM is something that they want to pursue.
That sounds like a great program. I know it's turned out to be life-changing for a lot of the students that participate. Let me step back for a minute. You referenced STEM Day. Talk a little bit more about your thoughts there, and is this something new?
STEM Day is new, and it's something that we're so excited about at TAG Ed, and a lot of our community partners are really excited as well. STEM Day will be a day of celebrating STEM education throughout the state of Georgia, and this year it'll take place on May 3rd. We are partnered with the Georgia Partnership for Excellence in Education, Georgia Tech Seismic Program, and other community partners. We're supported by the Georgia DOE, and we'll be working together to promote this day. And our goal is for every Georgia student, K through 12, in every school to participate in some kind of STEM learning that day. We know that participation will range differently throughout the state, but it could be anything from a field trip to a local STEM-based business, hosting a speaker in the classroom, doing a hands-on experiment or activity in the classroom in a lab outside. And then we're also going to engage universities and companies to share their resources with their local schools. We're hoping that we will have a proclamation by the governor of the day, and then we plan to recognize the schools that celebrated STEM Day at the annual STEM Education Awards.
It sounds like you've got a full agenda, and a great way to recognize the science, technology, engineering, and math efforts that are going on in throughout the state. I know there's a lot of really positive things happening. You also talked about Web Challenge. I know Web Challenge has been a stalwart program for Tag Ed. We've done it over 10 years, but you've started a new middle school Web Challenge. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Exactly. Well, as you mentioned, based on the success of the high school Web Challenge, there had been a lot of interest from middle school students to do something similar. Over the past 10 years, over $170,000 in scholarships have gone to high school students, and at Tag Ed we realized that this was something that could be modeled for middle school students as well. In our first year, we picked a theme that really kind of encompasses what middle school students are dealing with that's very popular throughout the entire state, dealing with anti-bullying, and we already have 56 teams that have registered to participate. They work in teams of 2 to 4, and they build their website, which will then be evaluated based on multiple components, and the winning student teams will get scholarships, and their teacher advisors will also get a stipend for their supply budget.
Katie, if people are interested in this, how do they find out more?
All the information that you need on any web challenge, whether it's high school or middle school, you can find at our website, which is just www.tagedonline.org, or you could email me at kdion@tagonline.org.
And spell Dion for us.
D-I-O-N.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, Katie, you also mentioned the STEM Education Awards. I know that's a program that Tag itself started last year with a program in Savannah. What are your plans there?
The STEM Education Awards are another way that we get to recognize some of the great things that people and organizations and schools across the state are doing for students through STEM education. They honor schools, extracurricular programs, public-private partnerships, science agencies, post-secondary education outreach programs for their outstanding efforts and achievement in supporting and promoting science, technology, engineering, and math. And we know that anytime you can give these institutions a pat on the back for what they're doing, it's important. One of the things we're going to add this year in regards to STEM Day is How Did You Celebrate STEM Day Award? And we're going to recognize an elementary, middle, and high school for their efforts in celebrating STEM Day. So we're very excited to add that component.
Well, that's great. Well, Katie, I know that when you were being hired, there was talk of mirroring another position here at TAG that they call Georgia's Technology Evangelist, and we want to call you Georgia's STEM Education Evangelist. And in looking at and hearing about what you've done already, just having been here for a couple of months, it sounds like you're doing great things, and we look forward to following your progress and seeing how things go as we move forward.
Well, thank you so much, Michael. We have a long list of important goals to help further STEM awareness and promote STEM learning across the state. And going forward, we're really looking to strengthen the role of TAG's member companies in our project as we go throughout the year.